Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new episode of Trash Talk. I'm here with a very, very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, of course. Sorry, I have a high protein, creamy peanut butter protein bar in my mouth, but
That sounds good.
it's pretty good. It's not bad. Not sponsored. My name is Acheeto. I'm a commentator, YouTuber. I'm a professional yapper, and yeah, man, this is just kind of what I do. Just talk about whatever's popular. I don't know, react to TikTok sometimes. I'm a funny guy. I yap.
No, 100%, man. And diving straight into it, like how sorry, fuck me, man. I fucked that completely. Sorry. Like I normally do with guests, I like to take them back, like to the beginning of their channel, like, and talk about what got them into YouTube and stuff. More importantly, content creation and like doing what they do now. So for you, what got you into making content, and was there like a certain creator that inspired you? Like, what's the story behind that?
Well, it was a pretty circumstantial thing. So I basically was doing Discord. They're deleted now, but I would do these Discord videos where I would just go into like popular YouTubers servers, like the Call Me Carson server, Raccoon Eggs server, because he was popular at the time. And I just like I don't know, I just like tell jokes and shoot the shit with like the randoms in the VC. And it was like old Call Me Carson Discord content. And that was like long before I was doing commentary. And this was like 2019. This was before COVID. And then COVID happened. And like I was in high school at the time. And there was like not much to do, so I was sort of just inside a lot, and I started doing these Discord videos just out of like, you know, just for fun. Obviously I would have liked, like blowing up or going viral, but it was mostly just for fun. But then, you know, COVID started. I was inside. I was doing online classes. I was so fucking bored with just everything. So I decided to just continue doing YouTube videos. So I was doing Discord stuff. And then I forget when I transitioned over to commentary. But over the, course of like 9 months, like during COVID, like in 2020, I started experimenting. I remember I talked about like dream stands because that was like really popular. Like, at the time, like that was like the biggest thing to talk about. It was like printing views. So I was like, okay, well, I mean, fuck it, right? Let's talk about this. And I remember that worked. I think I just kept going from there.
No, 100%. And was there a reason you switched from doing that Discord content to doing the commentary stuff? Is there like a reason behind that, or like you said, did you just want to experiment with other styles of content?
Well, I think it was like really two things. The first thing is that I was seeing results with commentary. I wasn't really seeing results with the Discord stuff.
Yeah.
And second of all, the Discord stuff kind of like was dying at the time. Like Discord content, I feel like was like peaking in 2019, like with Call Me Carson and stuff. Like these guys were getting like they were printing views with this format, like the whole Discord trolling shit. It kind of came out of like it was like the post CS:GO funny moments YouTube, like birth like the Discord era. But the Discord stuff was already kind of dying at the time. Like Carson had been well past his peak, and during COVID, I was just like, and the thing is too with commentary is like when I started, the culture was like so cancer, like on YouTube. Like I feel like and like on Twitter too. Like I feel like like COVID made people just like really stupid and like really like just like inept, and I don't know, but just seeing like how stupid everyone was becoming made me kind of want to just like talk shit even more. So it was really just like me wanting to like voice my opinion as things were changing during COVID. The fact that the views were coming in, and also I don't know, it's also a lot easier to do commentary. Like editing the fucking Discord videos was such a migraine inducer, and I don't know, I could just bang out a commentary video after school and still get all my homework done and play Fortnite with the boys. Time for everything.
And with commentary, like you said, it is a very easy thing to do, right? Like I think if you own a phone, if you own literally any device where you can record, you can do a commentary video, right? Commentary, unless you're doing that documentary style of commentary, doesn't need to be heavily edited, right? You can bung some CS:GO gameplay, some Fortnite gameplay, and you can be completely fine, right? Cut up some clips, you put it in there, and I guess for a lot of people that's the appeal, right? Like, of course, especially when you're doing topic commentary sort of stuff, the appeal as well is easy views, right? Like doing topics on popular things, like you said, Dream stands, and even now, Dream, right? You post a video on Dream now, like 100,000 views easily, right?
Yeah. No, it's
And
yeah.
hmm
And this has been studied
yeah.
too. For people who make new channels. When you make videos talking about other people, YouTube will recommend you to other people who talk about the same thing, which is why like the commentary community is like able to exist, because like we all share viewers when we're talking about the same topic. And that's actually something that people always get wrong when they say like, oh, because I hear like my YouTuber friends sometimes they'll say like, oh, I can't talk about this topic, it's dead, or it's been like done to death. I hear that one, like it's like beating a dead horse. And actually, I'd say it's people, it's like a misconception almost. Like give you some YouTube advice, or then just the audience some YouTube advice. Whenever something is blowing up and you think too many people have made videos about it, make the fucking video. Okay? It's the opposite of what you think. It's not, oh, everyone's talked about this, it's overblown. No. It's everyone's talked about this. I have a window to make a video, you know, talking about the same thing that everybody else is. And I have a chance to be in that recommended box next to the video that's playing, because that's how YouTube works. That's how like viewer ecosystems work. When I make a video on SSSniperwolf and PewDiePie the same day makes a video on SSSniperwolf, I've never had one of my videos next to a PewDiePie video for someone to click on. Now I do. YouTube is going to put mine there. That's how that works. So like, sorry, I kind of wanted like a bit of a rant, but what was the question?
We were just talking about like how easy it is to make commentary content, right? And just covering like latest topics and stuff.
Oh yeah. So I learned what I just told you, like, you know, obviously like years later. But everyone kind of like, whether or not you know the inner workings of YouTube or not, what I just said can be kind of common sense. It's like if you talk about other people when everyone else is, you're riding, you know, riding a trend, right? And riding trends, dude, it's like people frown upon it or whatever. I'm sorry, in the fucking creator landscape, it's either eat or be eaten. You gotta make a video, like you gotta ride the fucking trends or whatever's popular. Like people, you can bash someone for lacking originality, you can bash someone for whatever. The days of just like blowing up for being yourself on YouTube, it's like I don't. You really have to be like a 1 in a million, like a Sam Sulek, like a shiny Pokemon, dude. Like it's, I don't know. Like when's the last time like someone, or like I don't know, like with the way YouTube works, like you should be printing 100 new e-celebs every single day that have their own background, their own story, their own personality, their own unique content style. But that's just not how it works. Like it's very rewarding on YouTube to just like, oh, like view max on some like fucking normie trending topic. And so, you know, the best case scenario for me is like I look at that and I think, well, okay, well let's use like the parameters that are kind of set to you know, because you can take something that's working and then modify it a little bit to you know, yield your best interest. So like insert more personality, insert jokes, whatever, you know, be offensive, be edgy. That's, you're gonna have to stand out, because there's a lot of people. Anyone can talk about fucking Dream. Anyone can talk about SSSniperwolf or the current thing, right? But you got to find a way to stand out, and that's what I feel like. I don't know. I probably did something right along the way.
And for you, when you started doing commentary, when was this, like around the first time where you saw success in doing that? Like, what was your first big break whilst doing commentary?
My first very big video was a video that is so bad. I'll show you. Hold on. It was on Yandere Dev, and this was in 2020, I believe. Yeah, July 28th, 2020. I made a video called The Downfall of Yandere Dev. The thumbnail is so fucking garbage. It's I don't know why it has views. Somehow, some fucking way, the AVD is like 37%. Well, my mic is like, I used to put this weird filter on my mic because I had a blue snowball and I was obsessed with production quality.
Yeah.
But so I would like use this filter to post process my audio to make it sound better. But I fucked myself because it just made it worse. Like it just sounded way worse. Like you don't have to the blue I'm sorry, not the snowball, the Yeti. The Yeti works like perfectly fine. But anyway, the video somehow blew up. It has 323,000 views. July 28th, 2020. And fuck, it's like so I made like a few $100s from that, and I was like, okay, there's no going back.
Well, yeah, and I'm taking a look at the video now. Like you said, you really can't put like your finger on why it did well. But taking and learning from that, like, did you like come up with like I know a lot of commentary YouTubers, they follow like quite a formulaic way of content creation, right? Like I always speak to people, especially like some of the documentary YouTubers, about how they format their videos, right? But for you, do you think that you brought to the table like a specific like formula for like how you format your videos, and that's maybe like maybe you can credit it to why a lot of the videos maybe you don't think are very good do well? Or do you think again it's commentary, it's potluck, it's random? Like you managed to like jump on something. It like what do you think there? Like, do you think you got that formula, or do you think it is just you got lucky?
I don't know. At the time, that's a very good question. I feel like at the time it was definitely a bit of luck. I wasn't being like I wasn't wandering aimlessly like, you know, just making videos hoping it goes viral. Like I was talking about things that were trending, and you know, like the videos I feel like provided something of like knowledge as to what's currently happening in the YouTube world or like the internet world. But no, man, at the time, like those older videos, like I feel like looking back, like if I posted something like that now, I mean, it would probably do well, but like I would not do it the same way. Like I could, like I see that like 325K views, dude. If I did like that now, I feel like they could have a mill. Like if I did it properly, like if I know what I know now and I redid that video, I feel like it could have done way better. But you know, right now I do kind of have like a, not really a formula, but more like a checklist that I use going through videos. Like, okay, did I do this? Did I do that? And yeah, it's more like for optimization. I don't really follow a blueprint for each video.
No, 100%. And is that like similar with thumbnails? Because I'm taking a look at your thumbnails, and some of them have text, some of them don't, some of them are just pictures, some of them are tweets. Like for you, is it just what you think suits the video? Because I know a lot of people have like a thumbnail style, right? Like for you, like what's that? Do you have a style that you follow, or is it just what the video is on? It just depends on how you format that thumbnail.
I have like 4 go-tos that I usually use for my thumbnails. Like four I'd say like what would you call it? Like yeah, like four things that I fall back on that I know generally work. I guess I'll just go through them. So there's one that I always do, which is like just a picture of someone's YouTube channel, like just like what you would see if you searched them and like that screenshotted. That I think works because it's like they're on YouTube, they know what they're looking at, like, oh, this is somebody else's channel in the thumbnail, versus like just a picture of someone. I feel like it's good because like, and that's what I did wrong. Like just recently I made a video called Boogie Situation is Horrible, talking about Boogie2988, and the reason why that video performed bad is because it's just like some random fucking fat guy in the thumbnail, right?
Yeah.
Versus like if I took a picture of his channel, it's like, oh, this is a YouTuber. Like I'm not really telling you anything about this guy. He's just like, oh, this is a fat person, right? Literally. So that's one of them, is like this, just a picture of their channel, and usually the title is something to do with like, this YouTuber is bad, because it's like, okay, you can see that they have a channel, this is their channel, and I'm calling them bad. It's like, okay, well, why, right? I think that's sort of the appeal on that. The Twitter thing is usually pretty good too. I'll do tweets. I mean, fake tweets is like the truth with this one is very fucking simple. It's just clickbait. Like it's just straight up clickbait. Like the psychology here is really simple. It's like you're gonna make you have a tweet of a famous person saying something they didn't say. Usually it's like outrageous or ambiguous, and the person's like, "What the fuck?" Like, I'm gonna click this. It's very basic, right? And
Yeah.
I think another thing with that is like, why that also works is because like so many people don't use Twitter, so it's like they have no way of knowing that it's like real. But even the most like trained bullshit sniffer, like who doesn't have Twitter, just out of like their sheer curiosity, might be like, okay, like I know this isn't true, but I'm still gonna click it just like for confirmation bias, so I know it's fake, right? But in doing so, they're gonna learn that like there is actually a fucking drama going on Twitter or whatever,
Yeah.
and then through that, like you're gonna be showing real tweets, and they're gonna think, wait, was that thumbnail tweet real? You know what I mean? So it's like that always works. The fucking fake tweet, that's like usually really good. I should be using that more, to be honest. Like almost every video I do with the fake tweets, when I do it properly, there's sometimes I fuck it, but yeah, like they almost always do well. Like, or at least if they don't do well, it's not because of the CTR. Like it's not because no one's clicking it. Like they usually get clicks. So that's two of them. Third one is just like face plus text. That one's just pretty self-explanatory, or like it's like a quote or something, like you're quoting someone. I don't really know I don't know if there's like a psychology there. I think it's just like pretty legible. It's like easy to look at. I mean, it's like an aesthetic sort of, just like, okay, it's a simple thumbnail.
Yeah.
And then the last one is here. Let me see. The last one is like I've been trying this one. It's basically just like just a picture, where it's like there's no text, but it's just like, okay, the picture is like all you really need to know. I don't know. And there's like variations of like all, you can mix and match depending on what works and stuff. But yeah, there's like really 3 or 4 basic formats. Sorry, I'm kind of like yapping right now, but you get the idea.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Got to get the watch time. It's all good. And with these thumbnails, right? Like, I think the majority of people would agree, right? Title and thumbnail, sometime, or the majority of the time, are the most important factors about creating a video, right? The video itself, it could be fucking arse, but if the thumbnail and title are good, you're gonna get clicks regardless, right? So sometimes with the video, like if it is arse, it won't. But if you've got a good thumbnail and title, it will. And for me, my next question is, and my last question around like video content, like
And that's the thing. Can I just say one more thing? I think part of what you're saying with like the CTR and like the thumbnail title is like the thing with commentary, brother. Is literally it is so fucking easy to have no personality and do commentary.
Yeah.
Like if you're talking about something interesting and you're just explaining it, like just saying the fucking like a person who's explaining events, like that literally can be a personality substitute. Like if you say Mr. Beast responded by saying, and then you read the tweet, and then the tweet says something crazy, bro, you'll be fine. Like when I say when you say, oh, if the video is ass, it doesn't matter. A lot of the times, quality-wise, the video is ass, but like people are interested in the person, in what they're talking about. So it doesn't really matter if the person's interesting. Like what they're saying is what matters, And this is so true for like a lot of things on YouTube. Like I'll watch like this is a perfect example, like a tutorial. It's some guy with a dog shit mic, dog shit OBS setup. Maybe he's like speaking super quietly, horrible delivery. But you'll watch the whole fucking thing if you need to know how to do something, okay? That's the point. Is it's like the same thing with commentary. You'll watch the whole fucking thing if you want to know what happened with Mr. Beast and you're curious, right? And you want the lore. Yeah. It's really that simple.
And I guess that's where it like diverges between topic commentary and regular commentary, where it's like, someone can make a documentary on something that happened 10 years ago, right? And it doesn't have that same factor of, okay, right, this is recent stuff, like the Dream stuff, right? If all this Dream stuff happened like 20 years ago, right, and fucking Dream's dead or whatever, no one gives a single fuck about him, whatever, right? And someone makes a documentary, like the majority of the time, people are either interested because of the way you formatted it, or a lot of the time as well, you've got an interesting personality and you can formulate it in an interesting way. Whereas with topic commentary, you could be, like you said, the most boring motherfucker on the planet and still get clicks, right? And that's like what you said, where people that do videos going through games, where they're trying to do like, I don't know, like the instruction videos, tech
And
reviews
people,
and stuff,
yeah,
shit like that.
and people think that's a bad thing. Like they think it's
Mm,
like it's like, oh, you're fucking boring. No,
yeah,
it doesn't matter. Who cares? Dude, at the end of the day, if people are watching your video and you've provided something, like if you've given something to the viewer, like a story, recap, your personality does not need to matter. Like you don't need to be an entertainer, dude. There's a reason why some YouTubers turn into stand-up comedians and some YouTubers fucking, I don't know, they just like sit around all day and fucking they don't do anything. Because
yeah,
you can be doing so well on YouTube in terms of views, finances, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're a good entertainer. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Like,
exactly.
yeah, that's kind of my point.
Well, it also depends as well, like what you get into YouTube, like why you're doing YouTube in the first place, right? If you're doing it to like be able to talk about these topics that you're interested in and get money, like be okay financially, right? You don't give a single flying fuck if you're like good at entertaining or you're funny or whatever, right? You just want to be able to pay the bills, make content that you find interesting, right? You might find the topic interesting or whatever. You might want to do that, whatever. But you don't give a single fuck if you're like entertaining to the people watching. People are watching, people are clicking, right? They're lining your pockets. You're doing all right. Like there is no negative there, and I do believe, especially with in commentary, I feel like there's a negative connotation around people that do topic commentary. Like, I feel there's still like a stigma around it, especially when it comes down to the most recent documentary type content. It's like where you're sitting there just reading out topic commentary. Topic commentary is bad for your channel because they're not subscribing for your personality. They're subscribing because of the topic. And if you never cover that topic again, the viewer won't return. But that isn't necessarily true, like whatsoever. Because look, you could make a video on Dream and then make a video on, I don't know, think of some random crackhead like Star Wars Theory or like another like TikTok creator, right? And they might still be interested in that topic as well. But I still think there's like a pretty negative stigma around it. And just move. Sorry, like I know moving on quickly, but moving on to just my final question around like video content and stuff. For you, like, what do you think's your best video you've made as a commentator YouTuber?
The Pokemon one that I did over summer was really good. I'm
Mhm.
just like, I look back at that, I'm like, holy shit, like that was just a really good video. It's called Pokemon is let me see the title. Pokemon is genuinely delusional. It has 544,000 views and nearly 32,000 likes, like a lot of likes to the view ratio. The AVD is like, it's like average, I guess. It's like 53%. But like it hit a completely new audience, so I wasn't, obviously it goes down when it hits a new audience. But I just thought it was such a good video. Like, just like a good blend of like everything. It just flowed really well. Yeah, I'm just really happy with the way that one came out. Yeah, that one, I thought the other one was really good. And again, it got the love it deserved. It got like 500,000 views, which is good.
Yeah. And for you, like, as a content creator, do you enjoy doing the content you do, right? Because I know for some commentary YouTubers, they hate it, right? They hate doing the content that they do, right? But for you, do you enjoy covering this sort of drama and stuff, making maybe a tweet about it, making like jokes about it, poking fun at these content creators? Is that something you genuinely enjoy? Like when you wake up and you have to make a video, like, do you dread it, or is that something that you go, right, I'm like happy to be able to do this?
No, I'm absolutely blessed, and I love the fact that I can make YouTube videos for a living. I think it's a blessing. It's what I've always wanted to do. I get to do it now. No complaints at all. I mean, like it's work, like I mean, it's my job, right? But it's like it's my fucking dream job, dude. Like, yeah, obviously, like working can be tiresome and it can be draining, but there's never really a day where I'm like, oh fuck, I have to do YouTube today. Like, no, it's never like that. It's never like, no, never.
Well, it's not like an office job, right? Where you've got to commute, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. You can sit there, like at the comfort of your own home. If you want to take a break, you can, right? There's no one telling you. You're self-employed, right? There is nothing that's telling you that you have to like do this, right? You do it because you want to, right? There's no reason why you can't do it, right? If you don't want to do it, that's your choice, exactly, right? Like I feel like with YouTube, especially with commentary YouTubers, I feel like a lot of people take it for granted, especially when they do well. In the fact that they complain about like views being low, or they complain about like getting burnt out, and I completely get being burnt out, right? But you're doing a job that people like dream of doing, right? Like a job that is so much easier than getting up every single day, commuting on a train, by bus, or by car, or whatever, by walking to an office block, right? YouTube is so easy in that way of, right, that you get to come on to YouTube and do what you're interested in, do what you like, cover situations that you're interested in.
Yeah, I will say like that. Although like it's like, you know, the convenience is like, you know, splendid. It is a little depressing sometimes. I don't really get like depressed, but I don't know. The one thing I do, well, there's really I guess maybe two or three things that I wish I, you know, probably I had with YouTube, which is like, I wish I could do it outdoors. I really wish like I could do the videos that I do outside, just because I love the sun. I love being outside. I just love fresh air. You know, I don't know. I feel a little cooped up sometimes when I'm like sitting at my fucking desk for like a few hours, just like grinding, and it's like, then I do that. Then I have to do homework because I'm in college, and it's like, then I gotta make dinner like in my apartment, and it's like, I don't know. It's just like sometimes it can be a little draining. Obviously, you know, I get out and there's a bunch of stuff I do, but you know, a lot of people, their job is like they get to be outdoors, or they get to be like around a lot of people, and there's, you know, coworkers, conversations. I do, and I don't know. Maybe something will change in my life, but I've been very successful on YouTube, so I don't ever plan on like quitting or anything like that. But yeah, it is weird. Like you know, I mean, I've had jobs in the past where I've had coworkers and I've had to clock in, I've had a boss, but I mean, you know, assuming assuming that this just never falls off or anything, which I've been going pretty strong for 3 years. And I'm gonna face reveal pretty soon, which should be like a ridiculous blow up, or at least hopefully. I don't really see myself going to you know, work a, you know, 9 to 5 job like in the foreseeable future, just because of how well this is done. And it's like that can sort of like be limiting. It's like, you know, it's cool to have coworkers. I guess like my YouTube friends are my like coworkers, I guess, but it's like, you know, just like being with people all the time, you know.
No, 100%. I think as well for me that's why I love doing this podcast, right? Like at least 2-3 times a week, I get to sit down with people that do a similar thing to me, right? And we get to talk about like content creation, how they do it, their dramas, what they've been up to with YouTube and stuff, which I think like happens in like a workplace, right? You get to speak to that person about how their day's been, like what they've been able to get like done in that day, how their life's been and stuff. Well, I think on YouTube it's pretty limiting, right? Like you don't have that coworker that's just next to you or like down the hall, right? Like you've genuinely got to like message them, hope for a response. You've got to speak to them in that way, right? Which for some people it can be pretty isolating, right? It can be lonely, like not having someone like you can share your experiences with, which I always liked about commentary, in the sense that it did feel much more like a community than a lot of other genres on YouTube, in the sense that someone who does commentary is literally only a text away, only a call away. Whereas where you're doing gaming, I feel like that can be even more isolating than doing commentary. Like I know there's like genres and there's communities within like those bigger genres, but I feel like with commentary, it's really easy to speak to people who do it. Like all it takes is like a phone call, you know. Which is nice. And you spoke about like face revealing and stuff. Like when you do eventually face reveal, like, do you want to do more like in real life content where you can maybe do some skits, parodies, or whatever, or like, anything where you get to like be able to go outside, do something?
Oh yeah, no, for fucking sure, very much for sure. Yeah, man. I also feel like my stream of conscience is better when I'm outside. Like I just feel like I like talk, like the sentences I form are like better sentences like when I'm outside. So I was thinking about like I don't know, like it's sick because you can literally just like set up a camera somewhere, plug in a mic, like one of those like stand-up comedian mics like that. It's like one of those Shure mics. And and just hold it in your hand and talk about whatever you want to talk about. And you're just like outside and you're doing your content. It's fucking amazing. I'm definitely gonna try that, or if not, do that like all the time.
100%. And even with just regular commentary videos, right? Like you can format it in a way that you can manage to do that, right? You can do full videos outside. You can do videos where some of it's sitting at your desk, you're doing some like normal commentary, and then you can take it outside, and you've got that option when you face reveal. I guess for a lot of commentary YouTubers, it's pretty limiting because like a lot of commentary YouTubers don't show their face, right? They haven't face revealed or whatever, so it can be limiting in the sense that, well, right, like I can't go outside, I can't show like me outside because, well, it's revealing, right? Unless you wear a mask 24/7, which isn't almost like appealing to a lot of people.
Yeah. Hello?
Well, like,
Okay,
hello?
cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's all good. Where I guess like when you go outside, when you face reveal, you can do pretty much anything like that you want to at that point, right? There's nothing limiting you there from being able to create content outside of that point, right? Which is something that I think you've expressed that you'd love to do, right? Love to be able to do. And I think a lot of commentary YouTubers would love to be able to like do that, right? Go outside, be able to film videos like that. Well, when I say go outside, I don't mean that like they don't go outside. I mean like filming content like when going outside. And like
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of people would love to do that.
absolutely.
And just like moving on to maybe a topic that can be maybe hard to talk about or fun, right? It depends how you want to spin this. Drama. Like as a commentary YouTuber, you get into a lot of drama, right? Like or not a lot of it, but like I feel like commentary YouTubers, they're prone to drama, right? Uh, just for the show, what sort of drama have you been involved in, and what's been your favorite drama that you've been involved in?
Well, I've been in a lot of different dramas. I mean, not like a crazy amount or anything.
Yeah.
But I've had a few controversies and a few dramas.
Mhm.
Obviously there's the thing with Jaden.
Yeah.
What else? Are you asking like ones that like I'm personally involved in?
Uh, yeah. And then we could go on to like ones just in commentary in general. But what ones for you have you been involved in that you've like? Let's keep it lighthearted. That you found fun and enjoyable, and that you've had like a fun time being
Well,
involved in the drama.
I think the Jaden shit was like, I mean, look, man, like it printed a lot of money. We'll just put it like
Yeah.
that.
Well, I think it printed a lot of money for people that were even covering it. I covered it on Twitter and YouTube, and it did nicely for me. I appreciate that. Um, like I guess when it comes down to that drama, because it is commentator versus commentator, right? I feel like that drama can be very, very fun, right? And a lot of commentary drama is that, right? And a lot of the time it can be very, very fun. And I guess a content creator like Jalyn, um, it gives you a lot of like opportunities to make videos, right? It gives you a lot of opportunities to make tweets, videos, and stuff that do very well, right? Or entertaining stuff. Whereas I feel like a lot of drama that happens outside of commentary can be pretty boring. Um, but I guess like for people that like haven't seen it, would you just like to go over like what you were doing like with Jalen to get into drama?
Um, Dude, I don't. It was like a fucking year ago at this point when like I started like with my.
Mhm.
I had a video. It was like this YouTuber. I don't remember what the fucking title was.
Mhm.
Excuse me. Um,
Oh.
but yeah, it was like December 2022. We were just going back and forth. And dude, yeah, I mean, I forget, man. I forget what the fucking video was about.
It, it's all good, man. It's all good. But like I guess with that sort of drama, right? Like if people don't know who Jalen is, right? I like especially this scene as a commentary podcast. I think you've been living under a fucking rock. Um, but Jalen is a very interesting character, right? Can be very easily annoyed, right? Get het up and stuff, which I think is the beauty of the drama that you had with them. It is the sense that it was very easy to get a reaction out of anything that you say against them. It's really easy to get a reaction. Even just getting a block from them is really easy. And I guess for a lot of people, it's enjoyable watching someone that they watch just poke fun at somebody who reacts that easily, right? It doesn't take much for Jalen to react. And I think that's why a drama with them it is so much fun, so easy to do as well, in the sense that you can literally say anything and you can do anything, and they cause a reaction. It doesn't even have to be a big thing. And I guess that's interesting for a lot of people, especially people that like commentary and watch commentary stuff. Watching somebody go at a fellow commentator that gets so annoyed so easily, it's just fun. Like,
Yeah, no, I
it,
completely agree.
Mhm.
It's like yeah, I don't know, like well, I don't know, he, she, whatever, gets like really fucking worked up over like literally anything and like spurgs out. I mean, that's like what a lolcow does, right?
Yeah, yeah. Uh, and it's fun content, right? To be able to do that and stuff. And is that stuff you enjoy in commentary, right? Just being able to do that, being able to reach out to people like Boogie and get quite a fucking bitchy response from Keemstar. Like being able to do stuff like that, right? Like, do you enjoy being able to do that stuff within like the field and stuff that you do, right? Like being able to do
That's one of my
commentary.
favorite fucking parts, dude. Is that I can just like make a tweet while I'm live and it gets a bunch of likes, and then it's like there's pressure for someone to respond. I like it,
Yeah,
dude. I like that I have like a presence. Like I have like a I don't know. Like I'm getting to the point where it's like if I say something about somebody else, like they'll hear about it, you know?
yeah. And that's exciting, right? Being able to like actually voice your opinions and it actually having an effect, right? When you're a smaller commentator,
You get
you don't
yeah,
really get that
it's
much.
way harder, you know?
Yeah,
There's
way
a
harder
difference
to.
when they're like talking about like, oh fucking Dream did this, Dream did that. And then there's
Yeah,
like now we're at the point where it's like not that I could get a response from Dream, but it's like I talk about like maybe Pokemon or something. Like she's definitely seen like one of the videos I made on her. Or like fucking I mean like Azulan followed me on Twitter during like because I was talking about like her thing with Sniper Wolf.
yeah,
So it's like cool, you know. That's like the coolest part about like growing on YouTube is like you'll eventually be able to start, you know, you'll get to talk to like people who you viewed as like fucking gods or not gods, but like just too famous, like out of your league. And now it's just like, oh, like these people are following me. It's like, holy shit, you
yeah.
know?
Especially like I feel like when you're a smaller commentator, right? That's what people want to be able to do. They want to be able to speak to their favorite commentator, like Turkey Tom, for example, right? Like how many people watching like one of his videos would like actually dream to like talk to him? It's the same thing that a lot of people when they were like watching Pyro like 5 years ago, right? It's the same sort of thing there, right? And I think that's what's so good about doing the thing that we do, and especially you do, right? In the sense that you can reach out to people, and like the word that you do has an effect, right? You can make a tweet, you have an audience that like will reciprocate that, will talk about it, will like it and stuff, and then you also have that like added benefit of the fact that the person you're speaking about, the situation that you're speaking about, can actually be benefited by your tweet, right? You have an effect on that, whereas like you said, when you're a smaller commentator, it's so much harder to be able to accomplish something like that and be able to do something like that. And that's the fun part, right? Being able to have like a direct effect on a situation and where you're not just sitting there covering it with no effect whatsoever.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like I remember when I first experienced this, like getting to talk to someone who I never thought I was when Keemstar fucking followed me on Twitter, and it's like, dude, like 7 or 6 years ago, I was watching Leafy's videos on this guy, and
Yeah,
it's like, dude, now he follows me on Twitter. It's like, holy fuck, like, I mean, you know, regardless of how you feel about him, right? I mean, he's definitely famous.
exactly right. Like you speak to anybody that watched YouTube during that time, they know who Keemstar is, all right? If it's for better or worse reasons, people have heard who Keemstar is, and I think that's like with a lot of commentators, that's what it is today, right? If you look at some of the documentary ones, like you bring up Sunny V2 or Peggy Tom into a conversation, and a lot of people will go, "Oh, like I watch that person, love to speak to them," right? And being able to speak to someone like that, being able to talk to them, like if it's just over tweets, if it's on whatever, right? It's fun to be able to do that, right? Because like you just think of like 5 years ago when you were watching that content, right? You dreamed of being able to do that, and now you can. And I think that's some of the best bit about being a content creator, especially in commentary, in the fact that that is plausible and it can happen. Like it isn't out of the realm of possibility. Where with a lot of genres, like gaming and other bits, it's a struggle to be able to do that, right? Like it's a struggle. You've got to put way more effort in. With commentary, you can realistically be able to do that, right? Like I think that's one of the best bits and one of the best benefits. Like you said, like being able to like team staff following you and stuff, and like actually being able to have like a conversation there and stuff. Like it's interesting, it's fun, and especially if you're like a commentary viewer who's watched commentary. being in the commentary scene and being a bigger content creator. It's just great. It's fun.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. I enjoy it.
No, 100%, man. And just on that note, just I feel like we're coming to a natural conclusion to the episode. I really do appreciate you coming on Trash Talk for about 40 odd minutes.
Yeah, sure. And hopefully I gave some good advice too. Just like with YouTube, I'm learning how to do this shit, and I want to like share what I'm learning. You know.
No, 100%. Like this is like a great platform to be able to do that. Not like in the sense that I'm like boosting my ego here, but in the sense that a lot of smaller content creators watch this. It is like a commentary podcast where like the viewership is of those content creators that want to be able to do commentary and stuff. So when I do get the chance to speak to like a bigger guest, it's always nice to be able to speak about like video creation and what worked for them, because I feel like if